Shalom, shalom, everyone. Thank you for joining me here today.
Life with nothing but a Bible and a bicycle.
I'd like to talk about Pentecost. Picture this. It's a bustling day in Jerusalem, and Yeshua's disciples are gathered, feeling a bit uncertain after Yeshua's ascension. Then, out of nowhere, they receive the Spirit of God. In Acts 2 and 4, we read, "All of them were filled with the Spirit of God and began to speak in other languages as the Spirit gave them ability." Can you imagine the excitement? They suddenly started speaking in languages they had never learned, like being able to chat fluently in French without a single class. Now, there's been a debate about whether they were speaking in human languages or something more mystical, like angelic tongues, a phenomenon known as glossolalia. Some scholars suggest that at Pentecost, the disciples spoke actual human languages, and everyone there understood them. Just like that. This beautiful moment brought people together, breaking barriers, instead of creating confusion, which is what happened at the Tower of Babel. What's the takeaway from Pentecost? It shows us that God's message is for everyone, no matter where we come from or what language we speak. The Spirit of God is all about unity in diversity. Let's be those who share this good news, just like those early believers did. Now let's move on to speaking in tongues today. You might have seen some interesting manifestations of the Spirit during services, like folks barking like dogs or laughing uncontrollably. While these can seem a bit wild, we need to think about what the purpose of these manifestations is. The Spirit of God reflects the mind and power of God. If the goal is to glorify God and build up the community, then we need to ask ourselves if some of these behaviors align with that purpose. Yeshua even predicted the believers would speak in new tongues. Mark 16, verses 16 and 17. In Acts 2, we see that the apostles spoke in familiar languages that the crowd understood, not in sounds that left people scratching their heads. In 1 Corinthians, Paul talks about tongues too, emphasizing that they should be used to edify the community. He points out that if tongues aren't interpreted, they don't fulfill their purpose. It's in 1 Corinthians 14, verses 2 through 5. It's crucial to remember that the gifts of the Spirit should bring everyone together, not create chaos or division. Some folks wonder if tongues can be a private communication with God. And while they can, Paul emphasizes that the focus should always be on building up the community. If we're using our gifts for personal glory instead of collective growth, we might be missing the point. In conclusion, whether it's the incredible events of Pentecost or the modern-day expressions of the Spirit, let's remember the ultimate purpose of these gifts: love and community. As believers, we're called to uplift and support one another in compassion and faith. Thank you for being here today, my friends. Let's keep exploring and growing together in understanding and faith. And may the Spirit of God fill you with courage and the ability to share His love in whatever language you speak. Amen. Till next time, Shalom, shalom.